you prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys play their asses off.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
You probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. If they are who we thought they were, when we let them off the hook.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull Rants, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Now, if you leave a comment and you are subscribed, you will be entered to win a Justin Jefferson autographed jersey when I reach 3,000 subscribers. Let's go. Let's go. We had Vikings football today. A lot of good things, some bad, but the Minnesota Vikings pulled out a win, and we scored more than 3 points against the Raiders. That's plus number one. We'll talk about more. I'm just going to give you my thoughts. I'm probably going to just go down the roster and just comment of, things that stood out, things that I noticed. I'm going to leave JJ McCarthy's, what I thought about JJ McCarthy the last, so you got to listen to the whole thing. A couple things that stood out on offense. Our offensive line played a lot better than it did the last preseason. I think it relatively gave the quarterbacks time. We'll talk about, how McCarthy played, but Sam Darnold did lead us down the field. We did not get in the end zone, but a guy that stood out to me was Jalen Nailor. Man, we got 3 legit receivers, I believe. I've been excited about Jalen Nailor since we drafted him. Injuries kind of poo-pooed it. Last year, it was a little bit of struggle. Again, he's injured. But when he's in there and healthy, he looks great. He looks great when he's in there and healthy. So if we can keep that guy healthy, I don't need to sign no free agents. I don't need to trade for anybody. Focus in the defensive backfield, or give us, offensive line help or defensive line help. But don't worry about my receiving core or my tight ends. I'm happy. I am completely fine. Let's go. Jalen Nailor, Speedy Nailor, as his nickname is, he's legit. I like him. He showed out today. I'm happy. Another guy that showed out in the receiving core was Tristan Jackson. Made some good catches. Trent Sherfield got wide ass open. I don't know if that was broken coverage, but that's a very well-designed play. He took advantage of it, but he got a touchdown. But Tristan Jackson played really well, and maybe is solidifying his spot on the field. But return game, not necessarily the greatest. I don't think we've got that. You know what? Let's talk about special teams. Hit or miss. Hit or miss. We looked a little unorganized. We got a punt blocked. Maybe it was a low trajectory on the kick. But Will Reichard, you have now cemented yourselves into the hope section of our brains and hearts by kicking a game-winning field goal in your first game in purple. Will Reichard, you are going to be a folk hero for at least another week because you made a field goal to win the game. Now, Greg Joseph did that. I never seen a guy get carried off the field as much as Greg Joseph has in his career, but we still had a love-hate relationship with him. Will Reichard, you got a kick blocked. It did look a little low, but hey, work on that. Consistency. But when the game was on the line, you did it. Now, I'll talk about this quarterback, Jaron Hall. Jaron Hall struggled a little bit, but what did he do with a minute 30 left? But take us down the field in field goal range. He had one what looked like a strike tipped at the last second, and would have got even, would have got down the field faster, but he ended up getting us down the field. I don't understand necessarily the timeouts that the Raiders were doing there, but Jaron Hall, man, way to come back, bring us down the field. A Minnesota victory. I'll take it. I'll take it. Hey, I said it before. I think Jaron Hall will have a decently long career as a backup in this league at worst. And I still think that. I still think that after that. Again, he's working with the third team and a little bit of struggle, but hey, to come back, third team, get down the field, that was pretty good. Again, running game, a guy who stood out because of one big play was Kenny Nwango. Just speed kills, man. Off tackle stretch play, or it was at least off tackle. I don't remember if it was a stretch play or not, but he just broke it easy. He made it look easy. Miles Gassens looked all right. Ty Chandler wasn't catching the ball very well. Aaron Jones obviously cemented at starter, but I feel like we got a little depth at running back. Could be better. I'm still a little worried about Kevin O'Connell and his running game, but Aaron Jones should help that out. When he's healthy, he was the offense for the Packers. Yeah, let's see anybody else there. I mean, there were some special teamer plays, I think, that were out there. So there's some highlights. We got some options there. I don't remember seeing Lewis Seen much. I seen him on a special teams play, cleaning up a play after the guy broke free. He ran him down. Just kind of a no-go there. There was a nice hit by McCain, I think is his name, or safety, 8-year safety, Bobby McCain. I think he's an 10-year veteran or something like that. Used to play for Flores. He made a big hit. There's a linebacker. Maybe he was a defensive lineman. I don't see him here, but here he is. Outside linebacker Owen Porter just won the game for us at the end with his play. Stuffing a couple of plays. You freaking go-getter there. Looked great. I couldn't really focus in. I wanted to see how Gabriel Murphy played. I can't really tell you. I would have to go back and look at everything. But guys that stood out for me, Levi Drake Rodriguez made an impact early. He got after the quarterback. Another guy who got after the quarterback, Dallas Turner. He's gonna be a stud. He just gotta get more, just keep that body in shape, build a little more mass, strength. That's the one thing. He has long arms, and it's tough, as far as bench press goes, pressing people. He's got to get a little more strength, use the arm length to that advantage, and he'll get after the quarterback even more. But he got a sack today. Levi Drake Hernandez, man, he looked really good early. I don't know. Brian Asamoah missed a tackle. I saw that. That wasn't the greatest. That was not the greatest effort there. Early on, Byron Murphy Jr. missed a tackle and just got shook out of the gym. His jock was in the rafters. The next play, Caleb Evans broke down, cleaned up, kept the guy from getting a first one-on-one tackle. So a lot of shout out to that. Think see if there's any really other standouts. I can't think of. There was a couple others on defense that kind of stood out to me, but I can't think of it right now. The starters didn't play very well, and I was telling Skoldocker earlier is I want the veteran defensive players in bubble wrap. Too many injuries going on right now, so I'm happy with that. I was happy with that. Now Justin Jefferson came in the third quarter they came to him in the third quarter mic'd up, and it was fun watching that play out. Talking about leadership, uh, you know, just giving us insight of the players. You can see how fiery he is. Kevin O'Connell came up to him, and it was a funny exchange about why is Justin Jefferson standing by himself talking to himself. Oh, now he knows why, because he was talking to the booth. It's pretty funny interaction there. But again, shout out to the offensive line for keeping us pretty clean. Um, I don't feel like we got after it, got penetration, or got after the quarterback. We had to blitz or we had to stunt. We're still not. We're not. I don't know about stunt, but I know we brought people and started to create pressure. We're still not doing it on our own. I don't think one on one. So we really got to look into that, get better at that. But so defensive line may still need work. I think at the trade line that would be the biggest impact for us if we're still in it. Now, to me, let's talk about Sam Darnold a little bit more. I felt confident with him in there in the first preseason game. I did feel confident with him in there. He made some nice throws. I looked like he was prepared. He looked confident in the pocket, getting down the field. I feel like we may have something there. I do. I feel like we may have something there. Right now, I don't know if JJ McCarthy did enough to take the starting job because he did struggle early, and we'll talk about that. I'm trying to think if there's, let's just keep talking about Sam Darnold. I think with TJ Hawkinson coming back, he'll have a lot more, he'll have a nice little safety net. He worked good with Jalen Naylor. I imagine having Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison in there will be even better. So I feel like if the offensive line can hold up for him, give him time, he's going to be good. He's going to be just fine. We'll be a top 10 offense, and that's all we need because we'll have a better defense this year. I do feel good about that. I do feel good about that. Now, a couple things. I wish I could. Normally I like to go back and I haven't done it yet. Go back and look at how the offensive line and not defensive line played. I do feel like in generally the defense gave up too many big plays. Got beat. I don't know. I think we kind of played a little passive too many times. It seemed like we, zone. I saw Ivan Pace Jr. drop back deep. That reminded me of Donishell. And guys just running back behind the linebackers as everybody got cleared out. I don't like that type of defense. I don't know if we're going to start playing more man or not. I really want to see this cornerback room and safeties not have to defend for so long. So I really want to see the defensive line start getting after the quarterback. It still hasn't done it for me yet, and we'll see because we'll have hopefully when the regular season starts, our starters will be in there. Now, someone who made a big play that I was kind of a little down on was Andre Carter II. He had a tackle for loss, looked good doing it. So I was pretty happy with that. Now, the main guy that we wanted to see, let's talk about JJ McCarthy. He looked confident. He looked athletic. I would have to go back, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of videos, people sharing whether or not people were open. But he did scramble. He did have one play where he got the pocket collapsed him on the left. I could say that, I would have to go look back, but I don't know if anybody was open and he could have threw it earlier, but he spun out of it and got some positive yardage out of it. There was a 3rd down and 12 play where I think maybe he bailed early and ran it down the field and then risked himself for the 1st down. And I don't think I don't think Kevin O'Connell is happy about it. He did throw a pick. Now, I am not necessarily worried about that interception because I think with more reps, he'll not throw it inside and more accurately throw it outside. I think he's more capable of that with he has a strong arm, and he needed to lead the guy more to the sideline to where only his receiver could catch it, but he threw it inside and the player was trailing and stepped right in front of it and took it from it and easily intercepted the ball. And that was on his first drive. So that was disappointing. Now, we got lucky. He held the ball. He didn't have this is the one time he didn't feel the pressure. And I always said in college, it looked like he had a sixth sense to avoid pressure, kind of like Mahomes does. Well, there was one play right before, I think it was the Tristan Jackson touchdown. Or no, I think it was the second touchdown, but I don't know. Right before one of the touchdowns, it looked like he fumbled the ball, but in replaying looks like he may have held onto it, and then when his arm went forward, released. So technically, wasn't. I don't know if it was reviewed or what. Couldn't really tell. If I was watching on my phone, but it did look like he still had control of it, and then it popped out. So he got lucky there, but he didn't. That was the one play where it could have been a strip sack that he didn't really feel the pressure. Could have stepped up a bit if he knew the guy was there. It was his blind side. But shout out to him for the next, right after that, throwing a touchdown. So, and we ended up getting the lead. So we're up 21-20. Defense, I think a little bit later, I forget what happened, but they had a short field. I think they ended up kicking a field goal. But at the end of the game, again, Jaron Hall was able to kick that or get us down the field and have Riker kick that field goal. So I like the fact that we came back and won this game. That a lot had to do with JJ McCarthy. I do feel like he made mistakes because of what could have been a fumble, and that pick was a poor throw. He threw it inside. He didn't lead his receiver and allowed the guy to come in and step in front of it. Now it was his first game, so I'm gonna say there was more positives of JJ McCarthy than there were negatives. And the biggest positive is that he did take us back and lead us to get us a lead. But then we lost the lead, and then Jaron Hall cleaned up and Riker cleaned up. So that was great. I feel good to have depth in there. I feel good to have offensive line depth. These are things that I was so worried about last year because we looked miserable, but it felt really good to get the win. And I think JJ McCarthy was a big reason for it. And just the players of the game, Porter, Owen Porter at the end there. Jalen Naylor early. I'm gonna shout out to Tristan Jackson, who's gonna get a chance. And when he got drafted, and I looked at tape of him at Syracuse, I said this guy's he's an NFL receiver. So we may have one of the deepest rooms in the league. Defense, receiver might have one of the deepest rooms in the league, just like one of the deepest safety rooms in the league. We just need to fill some gaps. We're going to have plenty of free agency money this year. We still have some money left over to go out and get somebody. We still have we don't have many picks. I don't know how much I want to trade for somebody, but we can get an impact defensive lineman at some point. We could look pretty dangerous this year. And I know it's the first preseason game, but when you look at the young talent and how they played, Rodriguez, and Dallas Turner made you feel pretty freaking good, man. It made you feel pretty freaking good. I'm pretty excited, guys, as you can tell. I think, tell me in the comments what you thought of, JJ McCarthy's performance. Tell me who you thought stood out. I want to hear all that. If you do, and you're subscribed, you'll be entered to win a Justin Jefferson autographed jersey when I hit 3,000 subscribers. Cue the music.
You prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys play their asses off.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
That you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. If they are who we thought they were, when we let them off the hook.
5, 4, 3,